Yo, 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 what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family, back once more with another daily live stream. I hope you're all doing very well this fine. Well, for me, it's afternoon, but for other people, I'm sure it's night, evening, morning, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome to the stream once more. We've got a lot of news to talk about in this stream, some Kaspa news. Ultimately, I'd like to believe the bottom has now been called for crypto and for Kaspa, as Bitcoin yesterday did retrace and lose the 60k support level, coming down below it right here, only to then resurface above it, and right now it's pumping up to 62k, which is very good news to see. Potentially a tide turning for the crypto market. So I'd like to believe that maybe the bottom for Kaspa actually was this massive correction from the crash here at 12.5 cents. It happened again a few days ago where Kaspa came down to a similar region, and since then Kaspa has been on the up, which is good to see. I know a lot of us Kaspa holders have been very stressed out by the price action for Kaspa. Ultimately, I've still not been worried. You know me, I keep buying the dips where I can, and I thought they were going to be going up more and more from here. And if not, I'll buy the dips more and more, because I do believe that Kaspa is going to go into the future. But of course, crypto in itself right now, thanks to Bitcoin pumping up again, is doing very, very well. Projects like Sui and Tau are up 10% on the daily, which is very, very good. We'll cover a little bit why that might be in today's video, in today's stream as well, because obviously I love Kaspa, but as I mentioned again in previous streams, this is all about trying to make money through crypto. Kaspa, of course, is the one that we all care about. That's why we're in the stream. We love about Kaspa. We care about Kaspa. We think Kaspa is going to be a great project and has great long-term potential. But there are other ways to make money in this cycle as well. And projects like Tau, being AI projects, have a very, very strong potential. Projects like Sui have a good chance in the cycle to make some money as well. So we'll get into all in this stream. As always, if you love these streams, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. The first thing I want to talk about, though, of course, is in regards to Kaspa. I'm sure people who've been on, just on social media in general, you'll be seeing this post here. The fact that Elon Musk has recently just announced his self-driving Tesla car. Quite cool. We saw Tesla stocks actually skyrocket when that happened, only to then plummet back down again, which is not out of the ordinary. But either way, it looks very futuristic. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of the way it looks, but if that's what the future's gonna look like, so be it. But self-driving car sort of thing, it looks very, very cool. The reason I highlight this though is because we've got this post here from the KIR. It's a bit of a, comedic post, but ultimately just talking about one of their other projects, other protocols, which is the KMIF, Mobility Insurance Framework, right? Talk about the fact that, imagine this, your autonomous vehicle decides it's a bird now and flies off a cliff, or maybe it just fancies itself as a submarine. Point being, they're trying to tell a joke, ultimately just trying to say your self-driving car doesn't act in accordance to what it should be doing, because it's robots, and always that fear of robots taking over the world, right, and doing what they want. We get that. Whole point is they're going to utilize Kaspa and the technology and its protocols to kind of avoid that situation. So that you'll get so we're working with our insurance partners to ensure that when your car drives itself into a tree, like e-scooters, but probably Kaspa's Pionex insurance platform, they're going to make sure that Kaspa is utilized to help pay off the insurance should something go wrong instantly, without any, out the stress of you having to go through your third parties, calling up someone to try and claim the insurance back. I'm sure all of us here who are old enough, I'm sure, have driven a car or some sort, maybe got into an accident, and you've had to then go through the whole ordeal of contacting the insurance provider, getting the information back and forth. Kaspa could do that and get the money straight to you almost instantly. It would not be a problem at all. So that's what one of the projects KRI have, one of many projects we've heard from the KRI have for Kaspa, which is very, very good to see ultimately. Jojo to Fire, welcome back to the stream, my man. Yeah, love to see his barrels back up. Yeah, it's looking very, very good right now. Hopefully it continues in this fashion. If not, people are going to fight it again, but I don't think it's a cause for concern right now. We have seen some content creators, other influencers, KOL, starting to sell their Kaspa, which is their decision. They want to do so, but I think we're still going to see some higher highs incoming this cycle. Dimitar, welcome back to the stream, my man. Welcome. Mohammed, welcome back to the stream as well. Hi, are you based in the UK? If yes, are you using Uphold Exchange? Thank you. Hello, Nick. I am based in the UK. I do not use Uphold, no. UK unfortunately have a bit of a weird predicament with Pionex, so I sometimes use a VPN to get access to Pionex Exchange, because I'm working with them, and I actually do think the exchange is quite good. But otherwise, then I'll be using exchanges like LBank. I use LBank as well. Also have quite cheap fees, but then of course the money that I put on to LBank to buy my Kaspa, I then transfer into my Tangent wallet ASAP. Those are the exchanges I use right now. There are obviously multiple ways to get access to Kaspa, multiple exchanges you could use for Kaspa. One of the most popular ones, of course, is Mexi. Although saying that, Mexi had this whole ordeal with KRC20 quite recently. Where's the post about it? Yeah, so obviously the whole deal, they froze people's Kaspa for a very long time, which they've now sorted out, which is good to see. Kaspa Guru here puts withdraw your Kaspa from XC. It's just kind of a word for warning to everyone who, who had their Kaspa frozen, who couldn't take their Kaspa off the exchanges, they couldn't do anything about it. So they have, alleviated that issue, so you now can withdraw it. You can withdraw your Kaspa from XC again, which is good news, but, what happens again? There's nothing to say it won't happen again. That's always why people reiterate not your keys onto crypto. Make sure you put it onto a tangible wallet. If you've got every exchange you want to trade and buy your crypto, but you should keep it on a cold storage so you have, ultimate security of it all. Ultimately, KRI, I reiterated time and time again, is something that I believe is going to be a very, very big catalyst for Kaspa going forward. We're going to start seeing some developments coming out, I'm sure, coming out in this bull cycle, with smart contracts going to be coming out soon enough, 10 BPS coming out soon enough, regulatory frameworks coming out soon enough, and all that sort of stuff. We're going to start seeing these projects probably get implemented a little bit more, and then going into, the years following, in the bear cycle and the next bull cycle, the projects KRI are going to do with Kaspa are going to probably make it a top 5, top 3 in my opinion. Very, very strong platform. Very, very strong project all in all. Kaspa technology is going to be insane by the next bull cycle. So, ultimately, yes, getting in now when Kaspa's only at 13.5 cents, up 2.2% on the daily time frame is good, but 13.5 cents, so much potential for this project in the next bull cycle to come. So you're early, which is good to see. But that's not all. We've got more announcements, of course. This here, as you probably saw from the thumbnail, a little bit of a Gaussian blur effect on the Kraken exchange logo. This is put out from Prince Caspian here. Mother of God, tier 1 accumulating Kaspa. They want the price at these low levels to accumulate as much as possible. The price is going to explode. Now we can look at this ourselves from the Capitalistic website. This is the known exchange holding. If you want to go to the website, it's down here next to supply right here, and you can see that obviously it's dipped down a little bit on the day, but ultimately we've seen that right now it is nearing all-time high levels, which means that the exchange is right now accumulating more and more capital. That's also evident if you look at the top wallets as well. Still got 2 Aquaman as well. And if you go to here as well, you can see Gate, Mexi, and Uphold the top in the top 5. Bybit's up there, Bitget's up there. All the big exchanges are up there, and they're accumulating more and more as time goes on. And there's a lot of speculation therefore that again, because Kaspa's a fair launch proof of work, no pre-allocations to the developers, all that sort of stuff. Exchanges can't, the Kaspa can't pay their way onto the exchanges, not what they're meant to do. So these exchanges got to accumulate their own Kaspa to be able to list it properly, or have the supply liquidity to be able to, go through trading without any problems. So potentially we're now seeing some tier 1s accumulate more and more. Maybe Binance are getting more involved with their mining pools and their futures contracts. Maybe Kraken accumulate more and more. They have got on their roadmap, so we could probably see a Kraken listing again. I'm holding my breath. This month would be amazing. Just before the election, I think it would be a very, very good thing for them to do, because after the election, I do strongly predict that we're going to see quite a volatile surge with crypto and Kaspa after the election. I try to keep quite a neutral political view throughout this, my time in general. But the way it stands right now, it looks like, if Donald Trump was the one to come out victorious in the election, that would cause the most bullish sentiment around crypto. So should he be the one to come out victorious in this election, which is happening in just 3 weeks' time, very, very soon? That would be a great, I think a big catalyst to see crypto and Bitcoin probably breach its all-time highs again at 74k. Make a pump from there. Regulations will start coming into play, I'm sure, very, very soon as well. We'll see Kaspa pump as well. I have no doubt about that. And I would think it'd be smart for Kraken at least to get as much accumulation as possible now to list before the election, so then they can make as much money from the pump. But that's just me. We'll have to see what they do at the end of the day. But I think it's coming very, very shortly. I do. What's up, Cody, my man? Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for joining. You're a legend, my man. I love you. But of course, there's a lot more in regards to that. This is something that people, I think, who are looking too short term, right, in regards to Kaspa, right? 1 year growth of Kaspa. This 1 year growth of Kaspa, again, for those who've been following Kaspa for a while, has not been good. Price action wise, okay? I'm going to reiterate, it's price action wise. In terms of actual developments, what they're building, it's been insane. But price action wise, Kaspa has, in the past year almost, is now down about 12%, which is not good. I understand the sentiment behind that. But if you look at what's happened in the past year, last year of growth, we've had over 200,000 wallets added. So we've had over 200,000 more wallets added to Kaspa, but the price has gone down. That just tells you that it's becoming, it's not, dominated by the whole big whales and stuff anymore. It's not the big holders anymore. We're getting more of a decentralization of Kaspa with more of the smaller wallets holding it now. So You know, it's very, very good. Becoming a whale is kind of impossible now. Becoming a shark is very hard. Dolphins can still do it, maybe fishes, but right now it's the smaller wallets that are really bringing the adoption to Kaspa. They're getting in early and they're holding because they're the ones that believe that the project's going to go. You can see it happening right now. Look, the big wallet movements are coming from. They're not coming in the big ones anymore. So the wallets are still growing more and more. It's just they're smaller wallets. So because they're smaller wallets, the price actually is not accumulating and, you know, acting in accordance because their money's not significant enough to push the price up necessarily. But for the most part, this is showcasing more decentralization with Kaspa, which is good to see. And the adoption for the project is still growing. The price is just not there yet. But it will. I still strongly believe that much. On this point, I think it's a bot. I'm not gonna lie. I'll say hi, if he says hi every stream, I'll say hi back, but I don't answer the questions anymore because I'm not gonna, you know, I feel like a parrot otherwise. Good morning, Talk Daily Man. Welcome back to the stream. Hello. Space Mesh is now 100x away from its all-time highs. I don't know why it's dumped 87%, but it's a solid backing with solid dares. Also, it's your scientists behind it. 1k could be 100k. What do you think? I'll have a look at it, my man. Don't know what's going on with my there you go. Have a look at it. What's going on with my thing right now? Space Mesh. Have a look at Space Mesh real quick. Space Mesh here. 13 million market cap, so it's a very small project. It's down quite considerably since its launch earlier this year. It's got Gate, Coup, BingX, XT, Coin. So it's got some decent big exchanges. Some, you know, some good one. That's good to see. But yeah, I mean that is obviously very, very worrying. You say it's solid backing. What's the project even about though? People's Coin is an L1 proof of space time. What does proof of space time mean? That just, I mean, okay, I personally, Brad Pitt, I have no idea what layer 1 proof of space time means. It just sounds like a fancy word they slapped on top for the fact that, you know, it's revolutionary sounding. I don't know what that even means, which distinguishes it from other blockchain technologies. I mean, all I'm saying is from what I'm looking at, it launched early. It's got some adoption, which is good to see. Like, the adoption's there for a project that launched earlier this year, but it's come down significantly since its launch. Significantly. It's a very, very small project, and I don't know what that even means. It might be something to look into. If you could provide any more information for me, Brad Pitt, I think you're part of my Discord server, so you could provide information to us, then, you know, put it in the ideal category that it's in, and let us know. But this just, I don't know what, like, proof of space-time protocol means. You know what I mean? Like, I've never heard of that before. Proof of work, proof of stake, sure. Proof of space-time, what is that? Like, be careful with projects like this. If they end up being scams, be careful of them. You don't want to put your money into something that's, you know, selling false dreams. These sort of projects pop up all the time. Especially now we're going to get into a bull cycle. There'll be more of them that claim to be the next big thing, but they haven't really anything behind it. Good afternoon, Kaspa Frog. Welcome back to the stream. I didn't buy. So there you go. So it is actually you. So that we've figured it out, guys. Kaspa Frog's the reason why Kaspa keeps pumping. He's not bought the past 2 days, and now we've got big movements. He bought here. Every single red candle he bought, every single green candle he didn't buy. So Kaspa Frog, you're the reason why Kaspa's dumping. Finley, I think it was a great time for BlackRock to take some mining profits before the pump. Yeah, I think so as well. I do. I mean, ultimately right now, I think everyone right now that took their profit when they did, but everyone's still very, very bullish on crypto right now as well. We've got other developments like this. So yeah, Bank of America survey reveals that 62% of millennials prefer crypto, as $87 trillion is set to transfer from older generations. So yeah, that's the majority of millennials, so people who are born from I think 1999 to 2004, they're people who are, you know, prefer crypto, which is not surprising at all. You know, they're not surprising at all. But that's, again, for the fact of being that right now, millennials seem to be wanting to try to shaping this world, in a sense. You know, they're meant to be the next generation of who's going to be leading us. If they're the ones that are more bullish on crypto, that's a good thing to see as well. Crypto is definitely going to take off. You know, Bitcoin whales have accumulated 1.5 million Bitcoin over the past 6 months. That is huge, huge news. So when we're seeing all this sell-off from, you know, Bitcoin and the supply and stuff like that, that might be the whales, you know, manipulating the price of Bitcoin to get cheaper Bitcoin. And it's also retailers who are there getting panicking, selling. What happened again here? The whole thing, Bitcoin lost 60k, and everyone panicked, sold. I guarantee you, institutions and whales bought up more, and that's why Bitcoin's now up, you know, almost 2% on the daily time frame. Like the panic comes from the emotional retailers, the smaller people, not the people who have the capital and the money. They don't get scared. They have the capital to bully you around the market. That's all it is. The world's been building up Bitcoin in the past 6 months. A lot of it, that's in the 6 months. Like that's a think about all they've done. Since the last bull. This is the last bull cycle down here. This is the lead up to the last bull cycle down here, and the last 6 months it went from that to that. Look how steep that rises, and that's because of institutional adoption. BlackRock getting more involved means the world's going to get more bullish as well. And Bitcoin right now is following the global money supply as well. The money supply is just going up. The global M2 money supply is going higher and higher. And Bitcoin is following that in suit, and it's only going to go higher with these sort of announcements here. Like China expected to announce a new stimulus package of $283 billion. We already had that previously, which had a bit of a backlash to it, caused a bit of a situation with a Chinese index just crashing. But they're still going to try and stimulate the economy more and put more money out. And with this happening, more and more, with the Fed printing money, with China releasing more money to the economy, the supply is going to increase more and more, allowing more liquidity to flow into the economy and therefore flood into the crypto markets, and Bitcoin will follow in suit. The elections are close. Once the regulations are in play and the money is then free up for regulations that are in place so institutions can actually get involved, Bitcoin's going to go parabolic. I think Bitcoin could easily jump to 80k quite quickly. We have to be 70k first, of course, but I think Bitcoin will start making a push towards. I think Bitcoin. I can imagine seeing Bitcoin around this region, 66 to 70k, leading up to the election, and then the elections again. Who wins, depending, we could see quite a parabolic surge. That's what I'd like to see that happen. I think it's possible. But yeah, of course, there's a lot more to talk about again, and there's still more to talk about with Kaspa as well. Again, why still to this day, despite what's happening with Kaspa's recent price action, I'm still bullish on it. And of course, there are other projects as well. I'll get into again. Swede Tower once it's been pumping very, very well, and give my opinion on why they're pumping, and also why I think they're good, because there are many ways to make money in this space. Bingo bang man, welcome back to the stream, Leroy. Kaspa Army, hold the line. You know it. Hold the line indeed. Yeah, hello, future crypto millionaires. Welcome back to the stream, Beebs. Space Time probably talking about Doctor Who. Yeah, you know what I mean. They have a tenant out here on Matt Smith or Pierre Capaldi or I don't know the other ones. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it sounds very like Doctor Who-esque, like space dimensional travel. Just I don't know what it means. It sounds cool, but it just sounds cool. Space Mesh is backed by Polygon Ventures and Coinbase. I mean it's nice to hear that. Definitely considering, especially that Kaspa, they were founded based on a venture arm of Coinbase, Polychain Capital. So I mentioned this as a project that's interesting because it allows anyone to mine at home. Okay, well. Again, it's interesting, right? It's interesting and it's reassuring to hear, the fact that they're backed by Polygon Ventures and Coinbase, and the fact that Shy is also apparently, spoke in good faith of them. That's good to see. But without doing more research, again, it's their word against ours. I'm not by any means trying to discredit what you're saying, Brad Pitt. What you're saying is giving me more incentive to want to actually look into the project. Because if I just look at this if I didn't have that information to me right now, I look at that, market cap's quite low, that's not good. Exchange is okay, and then I see proof of space time. I'm like, what the hell is that? But you telling me that Shai apparently spoke good about it, it's like, okay, maybe it's worth looking into a little bit, but I'm not holding my breath right now, personally. I think, I'm not sure. I can't say how big it's going to be. With it being such a small project, there's a good chance it might miss the cycle. You've got to keep in mind as well, with smaller cap projects, when Bitcoin takes off, there's always a possibility they won't pump with them because they are too small to actually capture the liquidity. Everyone's focusing on the big caps, the mid caps, and the ones that are really promising. The smaller caps are really, really promising. The ones that, launched quite recently or haven't been spoken about quite enough, they will just miss completely. Had a lot of hype 7 months ago. I mean, I'm not surprised. 7 months ago was more or less where it launched. We're in October now, so 7 months ago would have been March, more or less when it launched. But yeah, I'm not surprised. It would have had hype when it first launched, but it's just come down since. I mean, again, it's worth looking into. I'll put it in my list to look into and see if it's worth. But I just can't remain optimistic about it right now, just purely based on what I see right now. Again, space time just sounds proof of space time just sounds really, really, really weird. I found a Spectre AI 10 million supply, no exchange, but it's interesting. Okay, well, yeah, let me know, my man. I mean, again, put it in the Discord server, put it in our AR sector in the big Discord server, and we can have a look at it, in due time, because there are loads of projects to look into. The one that I mentioned recently in the server was one that was called I got this off a mate, so I'm not taking credit for it, but there's one called I can't spell, that's why it's not coming up. Desync. It's not a big project, but this one seems to have quite a decent amount of potential. And it's also, retraced quite a bit. So it's now, I think it's actually quite a good opportunity to buy it now if you wanted to. I think it's got decent potential. You know, I think it's not got many exchanges, GateMXC, and Hitbit and then Uniswaps, but I think it's one that actually has a bit of potential behind it. So it's one that I'm currently actively doing more research into it, you know, kind of create a sort of foundation behind it. But if it ends up being a decent project and it's AI based, it has a good chance to make a decent run in the cycle. AI, right now, I think the cycle is going to be one that's dominated by AI and meme tokens. That's the way the market seems to be heading right now. Now, of course, I don't say Kaspa's going to do badly at all. I think Kaspa's still going to do very, very well. And if you're holding Kaspa, you know, 5, 10 plus years or so, 20 years, then holding on it now is fantastic, because you're hopefully going to make a lot of money in the future if it continues going in this fashion, which it should do, in the way it's been developing. But right now, the cycle seems to be once going to be dominated by seemingly memes, institutions, and AI. I think AI is going to be one that's going to be very, very big. 100% agree on money supply printing. To narrow it even more is when the big money switches out of the bond market. Yeah, when the money keeps printing to the market, the money will then switch from the dollar and the bond market and all that stuff, and then start switching to the more on-risk assets, stocks and crypto in particular. Crypto right now is one that's been talked about more and more and more. Again, people who have been bearish on Bitcoin and crypto right now seem to fail to realize that we made an all-time high in a run-up to a bear cycle. In a run-up to a bull cycle, even an all-time high of 74k in a run-up to a bull cycle. That's too early. Like, we still got another year of potential bullish momentum, and we're still sitting at 62k. That's insane. So we are very, very early. Definitely the one and only Tom Baker. I have no idea what you mean, man, but yeah. The influencers just lost faith and sell their Kaspa, then the retailers with all the features coming into in the project. Yeah, I mean, that's the people who, I mean, again, because there's so much money to be made in this space, it really doesn't matter if they get out. I mean, it's obviously not good to see, because, you know, Kaspa needs all the adoption it can get right now, all the attention it can get, but them getting out of it, they've made that right now, the meta, all the people who have got out of Kaspa, to my knowledge, all of them are in memes. All of them, because right now, memes where you can make millions of dollars a day. They are very risky. They are very risky. It's literally gambling, in my opinion. Saying that, I do dabble a little bit, a very little bit. Not enough for me to actually give us a coherent opinion about any of it, but everyone that has seemingly got out of Kaspa are just going hell-bent into memes, because memes are where all the money's at right now, and it's where all the you know, they're also the content creators, right? So they want to end up getting as much influence and as much adoption, as much attention as possible. So right now, all the hype's around memes, so they talk about memes, they'll get more attention as well. I don't care about that. But I start talking about memes myself? I'm talking about projects that I think have really, really good utility, that's going to do really, really well. Kaspa's one of them. And I hold Kaspa long term, because I think that's what's going to happen in the future. It's going to do very, very well in this cycle, I believe, and the future to come as well. And the other projects as well that are doing quite well as well. We'll talk about more Kaspa in just a moment, but we've got stuff like this as well. Tau, obviously I mentioned earlier, Tau, one of the bigger AI projects right now, one of the most potential, 9% up on the daily. You've got this announcement here that Grayscale is going to be, you know, working alongside Tau. So Tau helps leverage economic incentives and decentralized networks for open and accessible AI development. You know, I think Tau are planning on launching Grayscale planning on launching a Tau trust or an ETF even. So, you know, the adoption's growing more and more for this AI sector, which is very, very good to see. Very good. And that's not all. Again, you've got other projects as well, the likes of, again, Sui. I know, you know, people have been raving all about Sui right now because, you know, it did quite an impressive run-up from August, you know, to where it's at right now. Obviously, where it goes from here is anyone's guess. I think it will probably end around $3 by the end of this year. I'm not sure where the peak of the bull cycle will be for it. But Sui's doing quite well, you know, up 10% on the daily time frame. And, you know, have updates like this as well, where Sui just surpassed $21 billion in decentralized volume. That's quite big. And Sui right now also, Sui's doing well because, again, the meta is AI. And obviously right now, the two biggest chains for AI right now is Solana and then Sui. Someone put it in my server earlier, and I completely agree. I think it was Muscle Mike, who basically just stated that right now, the killer, if you will, is the same as last cycle. Last cycle, Solana was meant to be the Ethereum killer. And this cycle, Sui is meant to be the Solana killer. And the same thing's happening right now, I agree. I think Sui right now is going to do well in this cycle, because, you know, it's got the adoption now of the memes underneath it, and it's also, you know, growing more and more technology. It's got some big announcements coming very, very soon from what I've seen as well. So Sui's one that I do have a bit in. Not a lot. Again, it's probably about 3-4% of my portfolio at most in Sui. a very, very minimal amount. But this sort of announcement is also what we're causing projects like Sui to pump a little bit, and why Sui is doing quite well. Where I'll peak in the cycle, I haven't got a prediction on that. Will I hold it long term? I'll hold it the cycle. Afterwards, I don't know. Kaspa's one I will be holding long term, 2 or 3 cycles at least, if not longer. These sort of projects, again, this is why I hedge my bets, because at times where Kaspa's not doing very well, as much as I still have conviction in Kaspa and I'm happy about Kaspa and I'll still hold Kaspa, for the emotional side of factor of it, because everyone's going to be emotional to an extent, it's happy to see that you hold other projects that do have some form of good price action. Saying that, I also hold XRP, and well, that's been an emotional rollercoaster for everyone, I'm sure, who actually holds this stuff. It's ridiculous what I've been seeing, in the past. Well, for some people, the past 3 or 4 years. Me, only the past few months, nearly a year, I think. And even then, I've not really bothered that much. Once it gets to $1, I might just cash it out. I'm going to take some out very, very soon and try and cycle it into other projects anyway. Maybe some more Kaspa anyways. Actually, speaking of which, we've got some updates again regarding Ripple. The Ripple, of course, got appealed by the SEC. The SEC didn't actually given a reason for their appeal. They just appealed it. And now Ripple's filed a cross appeal, which is, their way of just saying, yeah, just stop being a bully. You've appealed to stall Tom. You haven't got a reason to appeal us, so we're going to cross appeal you. But that's not all as well. Bitnomial has now just sued the SEC over XRP futures. So for those who are not aware and kept up with this whole situation, you've got the fact that Coinbase is now trying to attack the SEC again. SEC filed a Wells notice against Crypto.com, and Crypto.com now sued the SEC back at them. Ripple, of course, with the whole thing going on right now, and Ripple and XRP obviously are fighting against the SEC, and they're seemingly coming close to an end. You have Grayscale filing an XRP trust, so they seemingly don't care about the fact that the lawsuit's still ongoing. Bitwise filed for an XRP ETF. Canary Capital filed for an XRP ETF, and Bitnomial now suing the SEC for XRP futures. So right now, multiple big crypto firms and Wall Street even and Congress are now saying, screw you SEC, we don't care what you say anymore. You don't know what you're doing anymore. Which is, it's quite, I think it's very positive for the space. I think Gary Gensler has done his utmost to completely destroy everything. And I think it's good because it means that, regardless of who's in term, especially if it's Trump, but I think even Kamala Harris, I think she would even sack off Gary Gensler now. I could be wrong in that. But as Trump gets in power, he's definitely sacking off Gary Gensler, and that's going to be a very big thing to see adoption follow, actually go forward in this space. Because he's just, evidently, Gary Gensler doesn't care. But he's been told in the courts of law, yeah, what you're doing is wrong, but he's still doing it. He doesn't care about the law. He's just doing what he wants to do. 20 cents this month. That's quite a prediction. I'm not saying it's impossible, but we've got about another it's about 19, 20 days left. So just under 3 weeks left. Very possible to see. It's a lot of good price movement, but I think this will actually depend more so on Bitcoin. We have got some big announcement for Kaspa still incoming. Where is it? So yeah, potential tier 1 on the horizon. That could be a big catalyst. If that happens, we see Kaspa definitely push 20 cents. I think we got Change Finance. That deck should be coming out, I think, next week, early next week even. If not, and something goes wrong, probably be later on that, but it'll still be coming out this month most definitely. And Change Finance, of course, as KF puts here, have been working long-lasting friends with the Kaspa fam. So Change Finance are very trusted, of course, working on them for a long, long time. And they're the first to release the wrapped Kaspa for cross-chain usage. It then bridged into cross-chain stables. Today, they made the liquidity pool, adding removes available, and we recommend trying it a bit. The functionality may be a bit imperfect, but Change has always been supportive and highly responsive to community questions. That is what you want to hear for a proof of work project that's all about community. One thing that drives a project is community. In meme tokens, it's community and cult behavior. You need a cult of people who are literally just so hell bent they want things to do really, really well. That means you've got to have more. It's going to be more stable, and then you want community of people who are going to keep pushing it up more and more. With projects like Kaspa, you don't necessarily need cult. You need community and you need developments. The developments are coming. The community has lacked a little bit because there's been no price action. People are getting very, very bearish on Kaspa. But the community for some of us, like people who are here right now, is still strong. Strong enough to keep the price up enough to make sure it doesn't dip below this level right here. At least, again, it could happen. Not a financial advisor. It could happen. But from what I've seen, crash happened down here and here. Also keep in mind as well, if those who've been looking at the rainbow chart, the power law chart for Kaspa, this is around the bottom band, which is the bottom of the power law. So therefore, chance of it dipping below that is going to be very, very hard. Very, very hard. So this seemingly is going to be the bottom for Kaspa. So ideally the best time, if you wanted to, get into Kaspa. Of course, the minimum way to get hold of Kaspa, I've mentioned. People can use Pionex, which is a US... right now in the United States, there's only 3 ways to get access to Kaspa. VPN, use other exchanges. Uphold, have expensive fees. Or you can use Pionex US, which is quite a very cheap exchange, actually. And there's an incentive going on with my channel as well right now, which new user can sign up and you get extra money for free, basically. If you deposit 100 USDT, you get an extra 10. So that's quite cool. And then we're seeing more incentives, more ways to get access to Kaspa and crypto in general. And I think now is probably an opportune time to start looking into that sort of stuff, because we're in a very early, very unique predicament. Very, very early. And Kaspa, again, has got all this stuff coming. Speaking of adoption-wise, people should know who Mario Norfol is. Very big guy in the space. Huge. 1.7 million followers. He just followed Nacho. If you don't believe me, go to followers even. Verify followers. Right there. This is Nacho. Nacho's got followed by Mario Norfol. I might be butchering his name a little bit. I apologise, but that's huge. That's huge. Kaspa's biggest meme token is getting followed by him. And people are getting bearish on the project. I don't understand how. You got massive influencers who are still, still seemingly show support of Kaspa in one or the other. It's not Kaspa per se, it's Nacho, but still that's a very, very big deal. If Nacho does very, very well, which right now Nacho is already on this DEX, this Change Finance, and it's going to be listed on Pionex as well, very, very soon. I think it's got an event going on right now for it, which you can check out their page. I think it's on their page about it. If not, it's on Pionex's page, definitely. Is it on their page? Yeah, here it is. They've got something on with Pionex as well, and they have one more exchange coming in as well we know about. And also the dev, or whoever it was of Nacho, mentioned that his phone, they've only got 3 on the way right now, Change Finance, Pionex, and Unknown, which the last one is, but they have so many other people who are trying to get in contact with them. His phone is constantly blowing off. He just can't keep up with it. Nacho is a very high demand meme, seemingly. He needs the adoption, and that will also help Kaspa going forward as well. So Kaspa, community-wise, is still growing. The wallet is proof of that. It's still growing. The price is just not there yet. But that's, again, for me, that makes me more bullish. Because I'm not seeing, if this started dipping off, if the hash rate started dropping off massively, and, I'll believe, maybe Kaspa's starting to die, but the hash rate is not dropping off. If anything, it's still rising gradually. The wallets are still growing more and more. We're seeing this sort of stuff happening more and more as well. So where's the bearish sentiment behind Kaspa besides the price action? Aside from the price, why are you bearish on Kaspa? Because what they're developing is nothing to be bearish about. DEX coming in next week. Tier 1 on the horizon. KII making more projects with Kaspa. They've got this UI sort of thing, almost ready with Chaos 20 with the Kasbot. It's going to hopefully coming out, this month. So again, very, very cool. They've got having more ways to increase their adoption. They're having a meetup with the Kaspa ambassadors in Manhattan. Speaking of which, actually, this is a list here of the Kaspa ambassadors who, all around the world. They're worldwide of Kaspa, right? And people are not paid. None of the people are paid to be ambassador for Kaspa. They're just doing it because they love the project. You've got some massive... this is another thing you need for Kaspa. For crypto project, you need the adoption, you need the community, and these people are going to help push the community further and further. Again, why I'm bullish on Kaspa, because we're in a position right now where the price is down, people are starting to FUD it, and that's when, if the project was, again, dying, the adoption was falling off, and the hash rate for Kaspa was falling off, all that sort of stuff, and the development stopped coming in, no 10 PPS, no KRI, then yes, get bearish. But KRI is still coming, 10 PPS is still on the way. Michael Sutton has made announcements in regard to the development of the KRI, of the Rusty Kaspa. That's still on the way. You've still got tier 1s on the horizon, they're still confirmed on their roadmap. Tier 1 adoption is still here for Kaspa, it's just not listed yet, but it's still on the way. And the hash rate is still growing, and so the wallet addresses. So all we're just seeing is no price action. So when they're actually FUDding it, that's bullish in my opinion, because they're pushing the price down more and more, and I'm going to buy these dips. So people who sold it, the influencers and the people who have who are just general regular old Joes, I guess, just selling it, keep doing so. I'll buy your dips happily. Thank you for soldiering on the live stream, my man. What are your favorite AI plays? Good question, my man. Good question, man. Thank you for joining the stream. My favorite AI plays right now is Tau. Tau's one that I'm, very bullish on. I am going to get into it. I have like a very, very small amount, but I plan to get a lot more into it very, very soon. Even though it's near its all-time highs, I think we're at a predicament right now where these project owners just start pumping. So I think Tau ultimately from its position right now at $613 is definitely going to go higher. I don't know how high, but I think it will go higher. So I'm going to probably start looking to get a little bit more into it now. So Tau's one. I mentioned Desync earlier. I think Desync's one that had a decent play in it as well. There's some more AI ones that I'm looking into right now that I haven't done enough research into them to give a prediction on them, like an actual opinion on them. But I think these are the projects right now that are worth looking into a little bit. Of course, there's stuff like FET, ICP. There's all very, very big caps that will probably be safe bets. But I think Tau is a safe bet. I think Tau equally is a safe bet. I think Tau is equally as safe as a bet as the likes of ICP and FET. But I think it's got even more upside potential. And then Desync's one that has a smaller cap. I think also could have a good chance of doing quite well. Tom Baker's the fourth Doctor Who. Okay, yeah, I apologise. Yeah, I think someone mentioned the third Doctor Who when we were having that talk about it. Yeah, for those that aren't aware, my Discord server, much we're talking about crypto and everything, it's a community just having fun and just talks with people. So we talked about Doctor Who yesterday. Don't know why that came up. I think I put a meme in talking about Kaspa or something like that. And I mentioned the fact that Bitcoin dropped below. I made an announcement that Bitcoin dropped below 60k, and Mr. Miles said you're too excited about that. And I put a meme about David Tennant crying. And he thought, he's like, "Are you Doctor Who fan?" I was like, "Yeah, I am." But yeah, a bit, yeah. I mean, I love the series, I do. A lot of people actually give it respect. But yeah, as Buffalo says, yeah, if you enjoy these streams, be doing these again. 72 days in a row, I think now. Plan to at least reach 100 before I give a break. I'm joking. I'll do it forever, the rest of my life. Then leave a like, help you out more than you know, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Meme profits are just stealing each other. Early entry into a bull run that hasn't started. We all will be friends again shortly when the run starts. Yeah, 100%. Again, I think memes will have a decent run this cycle. I think you can make a lot of money through memes. I agree with them, that sentiment. But at the same time, I think the way I see memes is still the same as I will. I don't know. When I grow my knowledge of it more, maybe that sentiment will change. But right now, memes are just gambling. With the market being in such a bipolar stagnant state, with Bitcoin correcting constantly between 63 to 60k for the past, week or two, whatever, and Kaspa equally, also Kaspa holders not been seeing anything for the past, 2-3 months. People want to make money now, so that's why again a lot of these other content creators as well who've been in on Kaspa as well. You have seen no movement since August 1st, almost a month, 2.5 months, almost no movement. And people are obviously getting very frustrated about it, so they're switching their agenda to talk about memes that are getting a lot of money right now. Memes are great for making money, but they're also very, very risky. Make sure you do your own research with them and be very, very careful. I will not be talking in depth about any memes that I am holding, because all the memes that I'm holding are probably rubbish, stupid, dog stupid coins on the Solana chain that I'm just like, yeah, cool, it might do something, but I don't know enough about memes to give an opinion on them. That might change, but right now I'm not talking about them because I don't want to end up talking about something, you guys then think, oh yeah, let's get into it, and it pumps up, and then I decide I want to get out of it, because I'm not holding these long term. None of the memes I'm holding are long term. Most memes I'm trying to get into is quick 2x and get out. So I'm pump and dumping memes, just to make quick extra capital to then put into these projects that I actually believe in, like Kaspa. If you want to know about memes, there are people who talk about them, so go check them out. I'm not against that at all. Again, memes are good to make money, so look at them out. Did you see the FUD on SWE that the SEC might classify as security next year because of the huge amount of pre-sale? I did not see that, no, Bufflink. But at the same time, I mean, there's a lot of... I know SWE has VCs, so, I wouldn't be surprised to see that happening. But at the same time, the SEC are going after everyone in the space. So if, again, Donald Trump wins, and then Gary Gensler is sacked, this new revamp of the SEC, if they then sue SWE, then I'd be like, okay, that's a problem. Because I'm not too worried about who the SEC sues right now, because the SEC are suing anyone if they breathe. If you literally breathe, the SEC is going to sue you. So I don't care who the SEC sue right now, because they've not got anything right, to my opinion. Or little to nothing right. So if the new version of the SEC decide to sue, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's the problem. Now I'm going to get out. But as it sounds right now, I'm just waiting. I'm holding SWE, a small bag. Right now I'm up. I don't even know when I got in. I think I got in around here. So I got in quite late, but I'm up. Actually, I'm probably going a little bit higher, probably around here, but I'm up right now. I'm going to just keep holding until I feel like I've made a decent amount of profit from it, and I can just flip it and put it into other projects I like. I'm personally holding Kaspa like Michael Saylor's holding Bitcoin, depending on how the next cycles go. Yeah, I think, again, that's a good strategy. I mean, Michael Saylor, of course, is a maxi in Bitcoin, absolutely loves it. And I respect him for the hustle, the conviction he has. I think people need conviction in this space a lot. And I think Kaspa is one that is a good conviction play to have. It's just early. People can FUD it. And if you believe in the project, what they're building, again, there's so much incoming. 10 BPS will be groundbreaking. KRI projects will be amazing. Tier 1 will be adoption. Dagnite, a smart contract, will allow it to revolutionize this space and take over the likes of Ethereum. The adoption is going to come in. KRC20 meme tokens, that could end up taking over the Solana space if their meme tokens take off enough, and the chain with smart contracts being on, the Kaspa, be big enough, we could have memes underneath Kaspa become the most dominant chain block DAG in this space. The technology allows it to do that because it's block DAG, it's fast. It's fast already, 600 times faster than Bitcoin at 1 block per second. 10 BPS is going to be 6,000. 100, which is the dream goal, which is not... Jonathan Sopolitsky stated that we don't even need 100. It's overkill, but he wants to do it anyway for the fun of it. That would be 60,000 times faster than Bitcoin. So that's the future for Kaspa. We're just in a stage where they haven't even got 10 done yet. They're doing it. It's going to be coming out in like 4 or 5 months. They're doing it. It's just not here yet. Like, I don't know what more to say to kind of give up the ideal that Kaspa is just a project that is still as sound as it was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 months ago. It's still as good, if not better, of a project than it was here than it is down here. It's just the price is not there. If you don't understand Kaspa, do more research into it. You can join my free Discord server, which is in the chat. I'll link it in the chat right now, in the description, and also it's on my YouTube homepage. And you can join the community, talk about what we're talking about, whether it be crypto, whether it be Doctor Who, whether it be other political stuff that sometimes raised in this server. Whatever it may be, just have a good time in there and look into more about what's in the server. Other projects that we're trying to build up more knowledge of, AI, DeFi, and so on and so forth. Kaspa as well. KS20 meme tokens are also in there as well. We talk about a lot in there. I'm going to start making it better in due time as well, I'm sure. Thoughts on Bitcoin only pumping with BlackRock kind of money that retailers might not be able to afford to get into crypto this cycle? I mean, it's the same thing every cycle in the sense that everyone's going to struggle to get into the cycle. I mean, there's a lot of new people in this cycle, and therefore a lot of people who are emotional. Obviously BlackRock controlling, I think BlackRock and Fidelity combined control almost 5%. No, ETFs control 5% of the total supply of Bitcoin, which is not a lot, but it is. It's quite a lot. And that's going to grow more. That's again, we're in pre-bull run still, technically speaking. We're still early. Well, I can't say that for much longer, but the fact that Bitcoin's not above its all-time high yet, we're still technically early. So I think we're going to start seeing some movement very, very soon. And when that happens, I think we're going to start seeing that 5% total supply of Bitcoin in ETFs will start probably rising to more 10 or 15%. Institutions always want to win. Institutions want to win. So if you're investing into a market with excess money that you don't care about losing, then these sort of movements won't bother you. Right now, the money I have in crypto is not money that I'm worried about losing or not, because I have my money. I make my money. I don't need this money that I'm putting into crypto, but I invest it in because I want to make more money, of course. And I think I will. I'm confident I will. With my strategies I have, with the fact that I'm holding Kaspa, I think I will. But institutions are always going to win. If you want to, maximize your investment to an extent, you've got to make sure you do your own research. Don't be emotional, be logical, and follow the money. See what BlackRock are doing. If BlackRock is selling, maybe you sell. If BlackRock is still buying more and more, then don't get shaken out. The problem with XRP are the size of the bags of the projects and the XRP employees. They dump most of the price increase, and the tech is the tech is decent. I agree. The tech is that's why I hold XRP. The problem with XRP, the biggest problem with XRP, is its centralized nature. The fact that there's a lot of pre-offerings to the developers and employees and the ICOs, stuff like that. That's a problem, I agree. That's why my holding XRP is very, very small, because if XRP for whatever reason decided to rug everyone, which I think is unlikely because they are so well ingrained and connected to all the institutions around the world that it would screw up everything if they rugged the world. It'd be the biggest Ponzi scheme in living history. Definitely. If Ripple tried to rug everyone, it'd be the biggest scam in living history, even bigger than FTX. No doubt about it, in my opinion. Even though the price is not there yet, it's because of how well ingrained they are. They are so well ingrained with institutions all around the world. It's actually mind-blowing. If you can pretty much look on the internet and type in any company, Google, Amazon, Wells Fargo, SBR Holdings, Bank of America, any of these companies, you can look at any of them, and Ripple are connected to them one way or the other, either directly partnership or their partnerships are in partnership with them, but they are connected. They have created this massive web of partnerships with institutions that makes them very, very strong, and the technology is good enough to be used for what they're meant to be used for, cross-border payments. That's why I hold XRP, but again, because it's got centralized nature, and there's always a risk behind it, my bag's small in it. Can I list this month? Potentially. I think it's possible. Again, this sort of, known exchange holdings, which you see from the Kaspa here, they just raised some sort of some eyebrows, and potentially we're going to start seeing some listings coming soon, maybe Kraken, but if not this month, definitely next month. I think I'd like to believe. There's nothing announced just yet, but we're seeing known exchanges accumulating more and more Kaspa. It's right now. I'll see if I can get it go back. I don't know if the period is made. The period is max. So this is the highest we've seen it ever. We're at all-time highs for exchanges accumulation. So they're gearing up for what I believe to be a Kaspa breakup. We saw this massive correction cycle down here, which is conveniently the same sort of correction we saw here. Not looking at that. This correction down here, all that was exchanges dumping as well. And then we saw this massive, massive buyback, and now it's up here again. Looking at this month, maybe we get another sketchy central like Mexi. I think we'll get more. We did get a listing, I think yesterday, from Houdini, whoever they are. I don't actually know who Houdini are, but we did get one from Houdini. Yeah. So Houdini swap. I don't think it's a centralized exchange listing, but it's still, and again, more ways to utilize Kaspa, whatever it be. But yeah. We'll get more listings sure, and the adoption will grow more and more, and that will help Kaspa's price going forward as well, I'm sure. The streams are the hoping I need. They're meant to be factual. They're hoping to an extent, yes, but they're meant to be the education that people need, hopefully, just to give you some form of some conviction to know what you're holding. Especially in times like now where everyone's worrying, you need conviction to understand what you're holding. If you don't have conviction, get out of the project. You need conviction. So that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to reignite your beliefs of what Kaspa's building. What's it coming for Kaspa still? That's big again. I don't think I can actually gloss over how massive this is to see Mario Norful. His name. You know him. Everyone should know who he is. He's a big influence in the space. Big KOL. And he's following Nacho. That tells you where the biggest meme token incoming is, potentially. I will be looking to get some Nacho the moment I can. I'll probably have to go through the decks, because again, Pionex is a bit of a stickler, but we're at least in the UK. But Pionex is great, but for the UK, I don't know if I can be asked to go from a VPN as usual. We're very early. There's lots of stuff still incoming for Kaspa. When clicking listing, hopefully this month, if not next month, I think. The meme coins will go crazy here soon, only a matter of time. When the dex comes out, which means a lot of these meme tokens will actually have another way to, get access to them. When these exchanges, start listing the projects more, with Nacho right now is a clear leader. You have Kas Kaspa XT. Good, I think it's in the process of getting some maybe. Kaspi mentioned they had a big centralized exchange coming soon, but it's no NDA. So we don't know who it is just yet, but it's meant to be the biggest one yet. I've not heard anything more from that, so we don't know about it. But I don't know why they do that, truth be told. I understand the element to an extent, but if you're a meme token, you really want to get the adoption going for it more and more, no? That's what I thought. I think if you're a meme token, you want to actually announce it preemptively to get get everything pumping, get the FOMO around it. So I don't know why they're not announcing it, but hey, Kaspa be Kaspa, whatever they're doing. But yeah, this is going to be big, get more access to Kaspa, and the memes are going to take off definitely. Nacho is not on Pionex yet. They are working on it. I mentioned this in my stream yesterday, I believe, and videos. I mentioned it in my last video here, where actually it's accumulating more Kaspa. Where else I here? Where is it? I need to go through here. What am I doing? Nacho mentioned they got here, so they're basically here, so you can go for Pionex. They're currently going through an integration phase through it right now, but it should be coming, hopefully by the end near the end of October, which is really, really cool. I'm sure Nacho have it in their Discord, so you can check it out for themselves anyways. When do you think K20 coins will reach its high in the bull run? Probably similar times to most of crypto. I mean, again, my knowledge on memes are quite limited. I believe I've seen stuff about meme tokens are meant to accumulate 10% of the allocation of the actual project itself. So if Kappa reaches 100 billion market cap, which means $4 or $5, naturally should reach a 10 billion. So from its current price right now, which is 44 million, 100 billion, 10 billion would be, you know, pretty big. Well, that'd be to 20x, 200x. I might have done that wrong. I think that's 200x. Yeah, 200x at least from Natro's price right now. If it's to reach, that's 1 billion. Well, why can I not do maths right now? I think it's probably 1,000x or something like that. Either way, it's massive, right? If Kappa reaches, you know, 100 billion market cap, and then Natro only gets a 10 billion from that, from its 44 million, that is considerable. That's a massive surge. And we've got a lot of projects that are seemingly doing quite well. Of course, Kappa's still growing a little bit. Kaspa's still doing all right. Gold is still up there. But you've got to keep in mind what these projects right now, they haven't got the adoption they need yet. They're going to get them soon, but haven't got it just yet. I know people, I know Nade Hart, you're very, very bullish on Nacho and Kaspi, I know. And I think, they're early memes that when they have the adoption could make significant gains. So you have a good chance of making good money in the memes, but again, do your research, because there are memes that are going to be coming out, that have come out already, that are pre-mint, zero pre-mint, so they're completely fair launch, but they're still bugs. We've seen evidence of that. I think it was it this one? Okay, it was 5% premium, but even then, it was very small amounts of pre-mint, and it's been minted out, and it's rugged. Or at least it looks like it's rugged. Nothing's happened to it. It's come down and it's flatlined. So again, it's the lack of adoption for the meme tokens, but still, you've got to be careful with meme tokens because it's very, very risky. I know they are having everyone in their Discord sign up in the link to show interest in Pionex. Yeah. I can't talk about it too much because again, if they're working with Pionex, I mean, obviously I'm working with Pionex as well, but if they're working with it, it's their collaboration. This one, my collaboration to their one's different, so I can't talk about it. So if you want to know more, then obviously go to their Discord and, you know, sign up for their stuff like that. But yeah, in fact, that massively, Pionex is seemingly working quite close with Kaspa, which is a very good thing because right now the United States need that, the US need that because right now the US are struggling with actual listings for Kaspa. Is Kaspa crash over? Good question. We too early to say. It's only been 2 days since, you know, it's bottomed out around 12.5 cents. But I would like to speculate that probably is because this is where we saw the dip here. And when it crashed at the beginning of August due to the Japanese yen rising at the dollar and Warren Buffett selling half his Apple stock, it crashed down here and it came back down here again. But it's rebounded off that twice. It's also a region that I had drawn out, this green box here, where I think one of the bottoms would be like zones of this support would be for Kaspa. Also, if you look at the power law, the rainbow chart, that's that's meant to be the bottom band for Kaspa around this region of 12.5 cents. So I think it's probably at the bottom. If Bitcoin continues in this fashion, you know, right now it's nearly 63k, it's done very well today, up 3.3%. If it continues pushing towards, you know, I think at the end of the day it's going to probably finish trying to breach that maybe, trying to breach these 63k, but I'll be surprised if it does. If we start making this, you know, this pattern here we saw where it kept pushing and pushing and pushing and then eventually broke above. You can see that again leading up to the elections. We could probably see a 70k Bitcoin pre-election and then hopefully new all-time high post-election depending on who gets elected. And that'll hopefully give the momentum for crypto and send it back to Kaspa again. Again, the DEX could be a big thing because the DEX is going to give the meme tokens more of a platform way to get access to them because people can't be able to go through the Kaspa. So I mean, this will help people get access to the meme tokens. That also bring more adoption to Kaspa as well. Yeah, I personally believe that the crash for Kaspa is to an extent it is over. I think the bottom is in. I just found it weird Kaspi gave 33 million Kaspi to each of its major shillers on Twitter. I mean, yeah, that is. I mean, it's not. Yeah, it is a bit odd to say the least. It is very, very odd. That's why you've got to be very, very careful with these projects. We have some more to talk about. Not much more, but here, this is from Kobe SE letter. You can't make this up. The core CPI inflation is now rising for the first time in 18 months. Headline PPI inflation is now rising for the first time since June. Last month's PPI inflation numbers were revised higher. Core PPI inflation is now up for 2 straight months, and last month's core PPI inflation numbers were revised higher. So the question being is, how did the Fed just declare victory against inflation? Because they messed up massively. The question also being asked was 50 basis point needed. You know, the PPI inflation rises to 8.1% above expectation of 1.6%, and the core PPI, it raises from 2.8 to above expectation of 2.7%. So they're both officially inflation officially back on the rise. So, you know, why do they need the rate cuts? I don't see why. And it's a good question. There's currently a massive area of confusion right now. I do believe that these numbers are being slightly manipulated a little bit, because there's too many numbers I've seen to support we've messed up to, oh, we're fine. There's a massive contrast right now. So I think we're going to probably, I think the next rate cut will probably, I mean, right now it seems to be more leaning towards no rate cuts needed at all. I think we're going to see 25. I think we'll see 25. But I don't think we'll see 50 again unless something drastic happens or they've been lying massively. We'll see 25 again, and probably a total of 1 basis point by the end of this year. But that's just, again, another. Again, this is the market economic sentiment you need to understand to hopefully be able to adjust the markets. Those who've been following me since the very, very beginning of my streaming days, 2 months ago, well, 72 days ago, you will know that I was talking about the fact that the Fed didn't cut rates here, and the Japanese yen was rising against the dollar. Warren Buffett sold. So we might see a correction in the market. And we did. Came down massively, 40%. And I spoke about it again here. I'm saying with the rate cuts incoming, historically speaking, rate cuts do cause a correction in the price. And I was right in the sense that this is the 1st September here. The rate cuts happened on the 18th over here. So on the month of September, the rate cuts were happening that month. It was meant to be 25 at the point. At 25, the rate cuts came down. The market by this point here had already accumulated for 25 basis point cut. So it started rising again, back to where it should be. Then it got to here, 2 days before the election, 2 days before the FOMC meeting, and then it was like, oh no, we're in a bad situation, we need a 50 basis point cut. So it came down again. Meeting happened, recovered, and we just had disaster after disaster, from port strikes to the Israel missiles, the Middle East missiles, to the crash in the China index, to more situation in the Middle East, and then we had the FBI recently. The FBI created a meme token to catch scammers. That's mental. That also happened. And then there was one more thing. I can't remember what happened, but we had a load of events that happened in the last 2 weeks that's caused crypto to go through a correction cycle. Kas Kaspa in particular as well. But it's been a very rough time. But this is all information, again, it's the real world sentiments you need to understand to help analyze and predict where the market's going to go. At least that's my own personal opinion. That's what I'll talk about in the server again. So make sure you go and check it out if you haven't done so already. Because the market doesn't care who gets elected in the US, historically it rises regardless of who wins. True, you're right for the crypto, but you've got to remember as well, we're in a unique position right now where, for the first time ever, crypto is a political issue. Beforehand, crypto they didn't care about it, or they didn't talk about it. Now, institutions are actually talking about crypto. Donald Trump is a pro-crypto candidate. Kamala Harris is pro-crypto, but doesn't seem to really care that much. And the Biden administration definitely don't like it. They haven't showed they liked it at least. So, with that in mind, historically, no. And in the long run, I agree. In the long run, it won't matter. Crypto's going to go up. Though Kamala Harris wins, I think we're probably going to see less volatility. We might still see volatility, but it'll be less volatility than Donald Trump wins right now. Because Donald Trump is actively pro-crypto and he wants to push it higher and give regulatory clarity to the industry. So it's a unique situation. We're actually in a new scenario right now. We could see a difference. Regarding capital price, I think this was the double bottom before significant price appreciation. Hopefully October will end green. I mean, for October to end green, we have to see it cohere. Well, October to end green, it'd be what? I think just 16 cents. If I get the horizontal line. So this is October here. The bottom for October was here. So it had to just go above 15 cents to end green. But it started up here. So it had, yes, anything above 16 cents would be bullish. So can we see Kaspa make a rise of 20% in the next 20 days? 1% a day. Don't see why not. I don't see why not. I think it's possible. And yeah, for those TA people yes, it could be considered a double bottom technically. I'm more along the lines of saying that I think it's more so that we've just seen this being the bottom for the power law. So this seems to be where like the strongest. This is the like again, Kaspa can correct lower, but this seems to be the strongest level of resistance right now for Kaspa, the support level, the strongest support level for Kaspa. So it's very, very hard for Kaspa to break below this. It can happen, but it's a lot harder than one of the hardest levels. And anything under this region is very hard for it to go down because the miners will then be making such little money that it's not. Well, there's no point to them to be mining it at all. Crypto right now is more of a political issue, so that's why the election actually has more weight than it has ever done before. Don't you think that regulators will push Kaspa even higher? I think regulators will give more institutional clarity to crypto, pushing crypto higher, which will push Kaspa higher. But I don't think Kaspa directly, because Kaspa is decentralized. Same thing as Bitcoin again as well, but Kaspa decentralized. So, I say that. Okay. No, yes. Short answer, bubble, yes, because the KRI have also announced that they do plan on bringing, they're working on a regulatory roundtable group to get Kaspa. Where's the KRI post I had? First one. The regulatory roundtable group had mentioned that the KRI mentioned they're making a regulatory roundtable group to bring regulatory clarity to Kaspa from day one. So regulators will definitely push Kaspa higher because right now, where the market's going is institutions want to get involved. We've seen posts about that. I mentioned a post about it yesterday with I think it was Charles Schwab. Well, I'll find it. Let me find it. Yeah, $9.57 trillion Charles Schwab survey showed almost half of its respondents plan to invest in Bitcoin because of ETFs. They're not doing so because there's no regulatory clarity yet, because Gary Gensler and the SEC and the Democrat Party. So with regulatory clarity, you'll see more of this trillions of dollars from institutions, from the likes of Charles Schwab to BlackRock to Bank of America. All these big institutions start actually actively putting money into crypto. There's a big sentiment for that. And I'll see more money flowing to Bitcoin, which will trickle that into altcoins like Kaspa as well. And if these other projects have regulatory clarity as well, it's great for them, because they also then get adopted by institutions as well, which bring more money to the project. Crypto companies are biggest contributors for both campaigns. True, yeah. Again, Ripple, for example. Ripple, they have donated both to Trump and Kamala Harris. People have questioned their reasoning for Kamala Harris, but I think the reason for that is just because they're trying to hedge their bets again, like we do in crypto. If you're not all in on Kaspa, you look into other projects as well, because they want to make sure they're still in the good graces of both parties. But I think they've donated more to Donald Trump. But yeah, crypto, Ripple and also Coinbase, I think it is, have both endorsed the political party. So crypto is becoming a political issue. So that's why, even though historically speaking, yes, crypto always pumped off the election, and I think it still will, the verdict of who will win will have more consequences this time around than ever before, because one is very, very pro-crypto and actually talking about it, and one is seemingly not talking about it as much. Grayscale considering as Kaspa. If that's the case, that is massive, massive news. I'm not saying anything about that, but if that's the case, it'd be very, very big news again, because, Grayscale right now are just trying to go full-blown to getting all crypto seemingly, because they know how big it's going to be. They've got Bitcoin there, they made XRP Trust, they've got Ethereum there, they recently also, scroll past it, they also added Tau, or Sui, even they added Sui Trust, and then I mentioned it earlier here. Looks like Tau's going to be getting involved soon as well, so we're going to see this happen more and more. Grayscale actually expanded their horizon to list many projects for crypto's inevitable rise, and Kaspa could be one of them. So it'll be good to see. I've not seen it yet, not the announcement about it, but it'd be good to see definitely. But that being said, that is going to be it for the stream today. Thank you everyone for watching once again. You know how we do. If you're on the streams, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And if you want to know more about crypto and market sentiment again, please feel free to join the Discord server in the chat right now, in the description, and also on my YouTube homepage. I'll be back same time tomorrow. 4 p.m. BST, midday, 12 p.m. EST, 9 a.m. PT, and also therefore 11:30 p.m. in Australia. But I'll catch you all tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see you all then.